Hey guys, welcome back to the PCMRCast podcast. Ha, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is a video. So, I'm Jones and I am here with Dakota just to do a quick little video about the video game draft.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be the speed round because we've already recorded this like 4 times. So, basically what you need to know for the video game draft. It's fantasy football meets video game releases. We are picking 14 games at the initial first quarter draft in January, and the draft dates right here on the left you'll see are fairly tentative, but that's pretty much what we're going to try to lock in. And we're going to end up every quarter we're adding 2 games to our rosters, and by the fourth quarter towards the end of the year we will have 20 games total. And you say, what does all of that mean? Okay, well, let me go to the scoreboard so that make more sense. Okay, Dakota, what do we have here on the scoreboard? What are we looking at?
All right. So on the scoreboard, we have 10 different categories: racing, sports, action, a bunch of different genres. And then the last 4 are different platforms: Nintendo, Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. You need at least 1 game in each category. So scores will only be taken from your highest scored game in each category, which is why you need 1 game in each category. But we're going to be having 20 total picks by the end of the year. So basically, you are going to want to make sure that you have the highest scored game in each category, and you want to double up in categories that you are not confident your games will get highest scores in.
Exactly.
So you can see here we already have a couple picks for examples. We have Texas and Witty picking games. We already have them scored. So if we jump over to the draft picks tab, you can see how it all gets laid out here, and Jones will run through each category and what they mean.
Yeah. So basically, the first thing I'll point out is there is category rank. This basically just lets you know where your game is ranked as far as all the games that have been scored for that category. It doesn't actually affect anything for the draft. It's just a visual reminder of, oh man, I'm ranked 10 in this category. I probably at the next draft, I should pick a better game, right? So the only thing that really matters on here is the points. The total points for the draft is who is going to be the winner. So, as you can see, Big Rumble Boxing Creed Champions that Texas has picked in the racing sports category has a 72, and that's because Balsa Model Flight Simulator scored a 69. So he is only going to get 72 points for the racing/sports category. The other 69 points that I get is basically null and void. This is the main thing, is that whenever you're picking games, you're going to have 20 games at the end of the year, but you're only going to get points for 10 games, 1 from each category. And that's why it is very important to make sure when you're picking, if you're rank 1 in a category, don't waste any more of your games trying to get rank 2 in that category, because it's not really going to do anything for you.
Right. If you get a 95 in a category, chances are nobody else in that category is going to get something higher. So maybe you want to trade your games out with somebody else for a different category, or at the next drafting quarter, you're going to want to like double up in a category you're ranked 10 in.
Exactly, because only the points on the high end matter. And if you have a 95 and you have a chance of getting a 96, that's only 1 more point. Whereas it is possible that sometimes you just draft lucky or you draft smart and you get multiple high 80 games, and people have really low scores in that. And that's where trading is going to come into play big time, because you can actually, hey, you know what? I already have rank 1 in this category, and I also have the 3rd highest scoring game. How about I trade that to you and you help me in another category that I'm struggling in?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
makes it way more interesting.
Exactly. We are going to go to the rules tab really quick. And basically, the only thing you need to know as far as for January, when we're doing the draft, is that there's going to be 4 drafts. Like I already said, there's 10 categories. You have to have 1 game in each category, but we're going to draft 4 additional games. So you can pick from anything on the draft after that. There's basically a bunch of rules here. The rules pretty much are just past issues that we've had in the past 2 years when we've done this before. Different types of drafts, but very similar to this. So a lot of stuff on this might not necessarily make sense until we actually are playing the game. The only big thing you need to know is that we are using OpenCritic.com for the scoring, and we are pulling the scores a week after release, because that's usually by the time that almost every reviewer has released their review, unless they're like super slow. Yeah. And I guess really finally, for draft order, because I've actually had a lot of people ask, like, well, how are you picking the draft order? What I'm going to do the day of the draft is I'm going to grab everyone's name that's in the draft, and I'm going to go to random.org, and I'm going to click randomize, and that's the draft order. And we're going to be doing a snake draft. So if you get the first round pick, it's going to go all the way up from 1 through 10. And if you're number 10, you get to pick twice, and then it goes back down 10 through 1. And then you just keep going until everyone has 14 games, pretty much.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, message Dakota or Jones in the Discord, and we can pretty much answer it. We wanted to make this video fairly quick, and hopefully this helps you kind of clarify what the heck we're talking about when it comes to the draft. But yeah, if you have questions, reach out to us, and we will help you out.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for watching.